hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality. While listening, you'll be exposed to inspiring, empowering, and unifying perspectives that I'm highly confident will yield stellar results in your life if you opt to try them on for size. Also, at optimistic.tv, we have officially begun releasing the first few episodes of our new late-night style, consciousness-elevating video variety talk show, Optimistic, which features live visionary art, soul share interviews, retreat guests here at the Mystic Manor, as well as live musical performances. I'm also super excited to announce that we are currently making plans to release the rest of Season 1 on my personal favorite online streaming service. So stay tuned to optimistic.tv to follow the unfolding development of this exciting Optimistic expansion, as we'll be posting more info and release dates there soon. And in the meantime, be sure to check out, of course, the first few episodes at optimistic.tv as well. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. Here we go again. It is a magical Monday here in the studio, and I am grateful to be back with you guys as always. Today, I am going to continue what I started doing last Monday, which was taking one of the essays from Emmet Fox. I told you guys a little bit about The Golden Key from 1931. I actually read it on last Monday's episode, and the synchronicity that led up to me discovering it. And after reading it, I had a listener reach out to me and say, Brandon, you really should go and check out the rest of Emmet Fox's work. He wrote 22 additional essays. The Golden Key was just the first one of them. And he also wrote a book called Sermon on the Mount that my guides are pinging me that I feel like you should really check it out. And so I'm like, okay, let me see here. And so, and I was inspired to order the Golden Key initially because, I'm working on a book and I'm going to utilize the same name, and it came in a dream and all these things I shared in previous episodes. So when this person reached out to me and told me that I should go check it out, I went and I checked out, first I checked out Sermon on the Mount, right? It's supposedly what Jesus really taught. That's a little different than the way most people interpret the message, or Christianity interprets the message, is what I gathered, right, from what I saw. But what was crazy is I went and I pulled up, first thing when I pulled up on Amazon, Sermon on the Mount, first thing I noticed was the day it was listed on Amazon, July 28th. Those of you who've been listening for a long time know about the incredible amount of ever unfolding July 28th synchronicities. By the way, someone just moved in here at the Mystic Manor, July 28th birthday. There was another second person here with July 28th. So at that same time, staying temporarily, there's 3 Brandons currently. It's just on and on and on. It's crazy how, the feedback loop, the reflections just get brighter and louder and clearer. And yeah, so when I saw the Sermon on the Mount was listed on Amazon on July 28th, I thought, I think the P-head extraordinaire Rachel Wurzman is who it is that reached out to me, was absolutely correct. And I'm meant to check it out. So I not only ordered Sermon on the Mount, which I have yet to read, I also ordered these 22 additional essays. And she had mentioned that she could see me reading them on the show. And what I like about them is they're each so short. If you heard last week's, The Golden Key, it's potent, it's powerful, it's very short, which is, perfect for these episodes. So yeah, I have all the other essays here, and I thought might as well continue with that. I definitely enjoyed reading The Golden Key last week, and so this one looks really short, The Hidden Power, and so I'll read it. I haven't even read it all yet. I've just kind of skimmed over it. and enough to know that it's something that I think we're all going to resonate with. And then I'll just kind of share my thoughts. And this is from, Emmet Fox, one of 23 essays that he wrote, back in 1930s. So almost 100 years ago. And Rachel sort of shared with me, I didn't know a lot about him, that he's viewed as one of the, now that I've looked into his work a little bit more, he's viewed as one of the, sort of pioneers, fathers of, law of attraction and sort of the modern spiritual perspective that certainly back in 1931, he's probably looked at like he was absolutely crazy is my guess. But I looked him up. His birthday is July 30th, which I have a lot in that just within the week. It's 2 days after mine. So definitely feeling a close, energetic connection. I know several July 30th. And like I said, that week, my whole family, 4 out of 5 family members are born that week. And I continue to attract people with dates all around, like that. So yeah, Emmet out there, I'm sure our souls are connected in some way. So yeah, and yours as well, right? Because we're connected or you wouldn't be listening to this broadcast. So let's see what history has in store for us from 1931. This is The Hidden Power by Emmet Fox. Here we go. Strange as it may seem to you, there exists a mystic power that is able to transform your life so thoroughly, so radically, so completely that when the process is completed, your own friends would hardly recognize you, and, in fact, you would scarcely be able to recognize yourself. You would sit down and ask yourself, can I really be the man or woman that I vaguely remember who went about under my name 6 months or 6 years ago? Was I really that person? Could that person have possibly been me? And the truth will be that while in one sense you are indeed the same person, yet in another sense you will be someone utterly different. This mystic but intensely real force can pick you up today, now, from the midst of failure, ruin, misery, despair, and in the twinkling of an eye, as Paul said, solve your problems, smooth out your difficulties, cut you free from any entanglements, and place you clear, safe, and happy upon the high road of freedom and opportunity. It can lift you out of an invalid's bed, make you sound and well once more, and free to go out into the world to shape your life as you will. It can throw open the prison door and liberate the captive. It has a magical healing balm for the bruised or broken heart. This mystic power can teach you all things that you need to know, if only you are receptive and teachable. It can inspire you with new thoughts and ideas so that your work may be truly original. It can impart new and wonderful things of knowledge as soon as you really want such knowledge. Glorious knowledge, strange things not taught in schools or written in books. It can do for you that which is probably the most important thing of all in your present stage. It can find your true place in life for you and put you into it too. It can find the right friends for you, kindred spirits who are interested in the same ideas and want the same things that you do. It can provide you with an ideal home. It can furnish you with the prosperity that means freedom, freedom to be and to do and to go as your soul calls. This extraordinary power, mystic though I may have rightly called it, is nevertheless very real. No mere imaginary abstraction, but actually the most practical thing there is. The existence of this power is already well known to thousands of people in the world today and has been known to certain enlightened souls for tens of thousands of years. This power is really no less than the primal power of being. And to discover that power is the divine birthright of all men. It is your right and your privilege to make your contact with this power and to allow it to work through your body, mind, and estate so that you need no longer grovel upon the ground amid limitations and difficulties, but can soar up on wings like an eagle to the realm of dominion and joy. But where, it will naturally be asked, is this wonderful mystic power to be contacted? Where may we find it? And how is it brought into action? The answer is perfectly simple. The power is to be found within your own consciousness, the last place that most people would look for it. Right within your own mentality, there lies a source of energy stronger than electricity, more potent than high explosive, unlimited and inexhaustible. You only need to make conscious contact with this power to set it working in your affairs, and all the marvelous results enumerated can be yours. This is the real meaning of such sayings in the Bible as the kingdom of God is within you, and seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all the rest shall be added. This indwelling power, the inner light or spiritual idea, is spoken of in the Bible as a child. And throughout the scriptures, the child symbolically always stands for this. Funny, that's the only Bible verse I ever talk about, right? Pretty much. Bible symbolism has its own beautiful logic. And just as the soul is always spoken of as a woman, so this, the spiritual idea that is born to the soul, is described as a child. The conscious discovery by you that you have this power within you and your determination to make use of it is the birth of the child. It's so funny. Wow. It gives me chills because, as I said, I hadn't read this prior. And you guys that listen all the time know I constantly talk about lest ye become like a little child, you can't enter the kingdom of heaven, right? Okay, here we go. And it is easy to see how very apt the symbol is, for the infant that is born in consciousness is just such a weak, feeble entity as any newborn child, and it calls for the same careful nursing and guarding that any infant does in its earliest days. After a time, however, as the weeks go by, the child goes stronger and bigger until a time comes when it can well take care of itself, and then it grows and grows in wisdom and stature until, no longer leaning on the mother's care, the child, now arrived at man's estate, turns the tables and repays its debt by taking over the care of its mother. So your ability to contact the mystic power within yourself, frail and feeble at first, will gradually develop until you find yourself permitting that power to take your whole life into its care. The life story of Jesus, the central figure of the Bible, perfectly dramatizes this truth. He is described as being born of a virgin and in a poor stable, and we know how he grew up to be the Savior of the world. Now, in Bible symbolism, the virgin soul means the soul that looks to God alone, and it is the condition of soul in which the child or spiritual idea comes to birth. It is when we have reached that stage, the stage where, either through wisdom or because of suffering, we are prepared to put God really first, that the thing happens. Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a quick moment to tell you about our sponsor, Curable. Curable is an app that takes a different approach to helping people manage and alleviate their chronic pain. I know it's been hard to watch my own father, who I've always viewed as indestructible, become increasingly limited in his movements due to chronic knee pain and having to deal with the frustration of not knowing how to treat it effectively. Fortunately, modern neuroscience is illuminating more and more how chronic pain develops and worsens. Studies show that the brain and central nervous system play a much more significant role in chronic pain than we once thought, and by retraining the brain to process pain differently, we can reduce symptoms and gain more control. So if you're struggling with chronic pain, the Curable app can help you get your life back by guiding you through science-backed techniques designed to help you overcome fear of movement, symptoms, and never getting better. It also offers strategies that can help retrain your brain's response to pain and in many cases reduce the intensity and frequency of symptoms. Curable offers both a free and paid version of the app. If you use our link to sign up and get started with the free version, you'll get 50% off if you ever decide to upgrade to a subscription. Just go to getcurable.com/positivehead to set up your free account. That's spelled GETCurable.com/positivehead. And that's it. That is the hidden power within each of you. Lest you become like a child, you can't enter the kingdom of heaven. And that isn't this place you go. It's a place that exists within you, a state that is just waiting for you to look for it and expect it there and reach out to it. And wow. definitely gave me chills that the child was the centerpiece. As you know, as I said, I constantly talk about that because that is where all your power lies. Are you being childlike? Are you tapping in? Are you acknowledging that you are one with the source consciousness that creates and animates all things? That's how much power you have innately within you. How much, they talk about our DNA, and we're just beginning to understand like all this, the potential of our brain. We thought this was junk DNA. Hold on, maybe it does something else that we didn't realize, and there's more there than we ever thought, right? Our brain, we only use a few percentage, I forget exactly what the percentage is of it, and what if we expand and utilize it all? It's the same type of thing. You're tapping into a tiny bit of the power that is possible for you to tap into. And it's just waiting for you, just like the acorn is, within the acorn, there is an oak tree waiting to be sprouted and grown when the right conditions appear. And what are the right conditions for your hidden power to be unlocked? To first approach it like a child, to bring that childlike innocence and wonder, and to be in a loving, receptive state, and expecting, telling the story of there's so much more waiting for you, that this isn't the end. This isn't, oh, poor me, I missed my chance, I'm too old, or I got knocked down 3 times, that's it, I give up, I throw in the towel, continuing, like the Chinese proverb, fall down 7 times, stand up 8, continuing to tell the story. If you haven't won, it isn't over. Now, if you tell a different story, right? Like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And so if you tell a different story, it's too much for me. It's too, I missed my chance. I missed my window. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. I'm too tired. Whatever. Okay. Abracadabra means I create as I speak. Magically, you're right. You're that powerful. You're creating with the story that you're telling around your power and the potential power within you. Why not start to explore like a child with childlike curiosity, the idea that there's an incredible amount of power still waiting to burst forth from you. I don't care if you're 99 years old and listening to this. There's just as much power within you as any of us, right? It's never too late. You're floating in eternity right now. Right now, this is eternity. We know time is an illusion. You're in it right now. Anything, any growth, any development, any sprouts that come out of your being will continue to go with you beyond this physical life. The journey is ongoing, never ending, and that is inspiring. And getting into a state of inspiration in spirit is how you start to tap into this power. Every time you're excited and optimistic, you are tapping into this power. You're inviting more of this power in. And you deserve to experience more. You need the contrast. You need the humdrum, bland experiences in life to really appreciate what's on the other side of that. The question is, are you ready for what's on the other side of that? Are you ready to say yes to your higher self, source, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it? Yes, I'm ready for more. I'm ready for more power. I'm going to do the things that show that I'm ready for more power by taking care of my body, putting the right fuel into it physically, showing myself self-love, giving love to others, doing all of these things, being childlike in my exploration of my life. Always telling the story that it's not too late. You're just beginning. You're a baby. Each one of us, we are literally like children, truly, in our development, in our evolution as a species. Mankind is. And what that means is there is so much ahead of you. And that is something to be excited and inspired by. Well, I hope you all are feeling powerful. I feel like I'm tapping into a little more of that hidden power, just a little bit more coming through, breaking through, like the butterfly breaking out of the chrysalis. We are doing it. You are doing it. The fact that you're here is proof that you're doing it. Why else would you be tuning into this broadcast? This is a reflection of you. Congratulations. Till next time, I love you guys so much. Oh, I do have a song. This is one of my favorite artists of late, Frameworks. This song is Delphina. Hope you enjoy. Also, before we cue up today's song, I wanted to remind you about the game with the universe on our website, where you can choose the first number that comes to your mind and it'll pull up that episode number of the podcast. I've been saying this is a great way to co-create synchronicity and magic with your higher self for quite some time. And if you go to positivehead.com/universe, there is a super fun and simple interface to play this game with your higher self. I firmly believe just by setting the intention to play in this way, it opens up the door for magic, and it's a synchronistic way to hone in on nuggets of wisdom out of the huge catalog of episodes that are specifically appropriate for you at this time in your journey to becoming the next greatest and greatest version of yourself. And it also makes for a super fun way to spark the curiosity of friends and family by having them choose a number, so they'll hopefully go and check out their number as well, which I greatly appreciate because it helps us to spread the word about the podcast. Once again, the address is positivehead.com/universe. And as a quick reminder, if you're curious to learn more about Purium superfoods and why I take them almost every day, be sure to also check out positivehead.com/transformation. On this journey of becoming the next greatest and grandest version of ourselves that we have all embarked upon, I cannot stress the importance of managing your physical vibration enough. And quite honestly, Purium has put together the simplest plan I've found to do so. I have my favorite, the appleberry shake, at least 5 times a week. Once again, to learn more about the Purium transformation, go to positivehead.com/transformation. Or if you want to keep it simple and just try out my favorite, the appleberry shake, you can go straight over to ishoppurium.com and be sure to use code positivehead for 25% off. I'll spell that for you. It's ishoppurium.com. And be sure to use your PositiveHead 25% coupon code.